What would you say is the most iconic commercial of all time? Is there one that jumps to your mind that was effective or imprinted itself so firmly in your brain?
It's got to be, I'd like to buy the world a Coke.
Okay.
Right? I mean, that's got to be the one.
It had a catchy little tune. It was fantastic. There's been so many little catchy taglines and slogans. And I don't think we can be lost on that, though, because I'm talking about a specific commercial. Are you talking about the one where everybody goes to the hilltop and they're all singing from when you were a really young kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's iconic.
Yeah, because you could say, you've had some catchy jingles from McDonald's and Burger King and all that kind of stuff, but that's been used through a bunch of different commercials.
The one I remember being so iconic and everyone just losing their mind over was it Pepsi with Cindy Crawford? Remember, she put the coin in and it was kind of like sexy and it was such a big deal. And apparently I've lost the room.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
It imprinted because that coincided with your puberty years.
It really? There might be a correlation.
You were like,
of course, that's what got his attention.
I remember everyone losing their mind over that thing.
Well, what I would argue might be the most iconic commercial of all time is the old Tootsie Roll commercial. If you remember the how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Do you remember? It sounded a bit like this.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me, I bite.
Mr. Turtle.
So he goes on and the kid asks like all these different animals and all that kind of stuff. And then it gets to the wise old owl who sounds off.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
And what I find to be funny as well is that commercial was a full minute long and it didn't need to be. They've remade the commercial and they made it only 30 seconds, realizing, you know what, we dragged on a little bit too long with that one.
And how come they just hired the creepiest voice actors of all time? They all sounded like predators.
Some of them I recognize from cartoons that I watched when I was a kid.
Those guys were horrifying sounding.
Yeah, so they've taken the original concept and they've shrunk it down to just 26 seconds because we don't have the same attention spans that we used to. And it sounds a little bit like this now.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
And
the world may never know.
It just looks a little bit more modern now. It's really the same concept, the same stuff, except they shrunk out him talking to every single animal in the forest before getting to the owl.
I don't mess with no Tootsie. First of all, Tootsie Rolls are awful. Tootsie Pop, you think you're getting a blow pop, and they give you
it's
a
not
Tootsie.
About the product, it's about the ad.
I know. I'm sorry, Kevin. I cannot just give a good. I just hate it.
Do you think you could argue that is the most iconic commercial of all time? You know what I was talking about, right?
Yeah, we knew. I just don't love it.
No, that's to me, no, not at all. Creepiest, yes.
Okay, so you're saying Cindy Crawford's Pepsi ad.
I thought
you're saying Coca-Cola.
What about Michael Jackson's commercial where he got burnt?
You remember that for what happened. I don't think you remember the actual ad itself. That's why I wouldn't say it's an iconic story around a commercial, but the commercial itself that came out, in fact, I don't even know if they aired it because of that. I think they did. Yeah, they did put it together eventually, but the story is much bigger than the commercial ever was.
What about, was it Kylie Jenner when she opened up a Pepsi or a Diet Pepsi and then ended racism?
Yeah. If it really did, that would have been the most. But yeah, that didn't actually do anything.
That just looked like she tried to copy the Coca-Cola one.
They got a little backlash on that one.
Mm-hmm.
What about Where's the Beef?
That's what I think would be the other one. Because that was one ad, and they did, kind of beat that drum a couple other times, but it was the original Where's the Beef.
Do you guys remember the Sunny Delight commercials where kids would go into the kitchen? All right, guys, there'd be like 5 kids in the kitchen that open up the refrigerator, go, what do you guys want? We got some purple junk. We got some apple juice. No. We got some Sunny D. Yeah, Sunny D. Hello, guys?
Yeah, I remember it, but
guys,
I
We do remember
yeah.
it. I
It's
just
not
think
it.
that it didn't imprint as hard.
That's not it.
It hit hard for us.
Okay.
Because you're a soda and a sweet drink obsessed.
Your generation never got Sunny Delight.
All right, I will let you sound off and decide. What do you think is the most iconic commercial of all time? The 4 finalists we have is the Tootsie Roll commercial, the Coca-Cola Buy the World a Coke, Wendy's Where's the Beef, and the Pepsi with Cindy Crawford. Those are the 4 options that we have. And right now, running away with it, Where's the Beef?
Isn't it crazy? All of those ones you're talking about are old. You don't have too many modern day commercials where people go, oh my gosh, I love that commercial.
I honestly think advertising is just different today. A lot of it's influencer driven. And it does kind of kill that one commercial that stands out because we're on so many different platforms now. And they can micro-target, which is what they do. When we were younger, they had to put an ad out. Kids, adults, everybody saw it. But now when you're advertising, you can go specifically at a demographic pretty tight where they'll get an advertisement that adults will never see and vice versa. That's just kind of the way it is. So I don't think we'll ever have iconic commercial that cuts through all the generations like we did when we were growing up. It's just a different era. That's my thought. The Wendy's Where the Beef, 38% of the vote. The Tootsie Roll ad got 32%. That's second place. The Coca-Cola Buy the World a Coke, 23%. And in fourth place was 7% of the vote, the Cindy Crawford Pepsi ad.
Man, I really suck at this segment.
Got any other bad ideas?
No, I do, but
Okay, but you're going to back away. That's good.
Full of them.